people. Hello, friends. Hi, Christopher. Hope you're good.
That's it.
Yeah, it's been a week since 2 weeks, actually, since I was out last week. Been 2 weeks since we've seen each other, but so happy to be back here. Hope everyone's doing good. We're going to give just a few more seconds or minutes for people to join and we can get officially started. But I love seeing a lot of familiar faces. Hope you guys missed me because I sure missed you. Been a lot of catch up for me, to be very honest. There we have someone new as well. Let's let them in real quick. Okay. As we're slowly getting started, I'm just going to go over what I always do when we get started on these Q&As. It's a pleasure to meet you all. For most of you, I already know you. My name's Vic. I, alongside Julian, lead the AI Profit Boardroom. We try to teach you as much as possible regarding AI automation, the business world. We try to incorporate things like agency leading, how to create and generate new revenue profit from all these AI systems, how to improve your work days, your private days, whatever it may be. So as always, it's awesome to be here. I love seeing familiar faces like Arnett. You have been my stone, my friend. I think from February until now, I think the only time I haven't seen you is last week when I was out of office, but it's awesome to see you. There we have Manny as well. And we have some new joiners. Mr. Pierre, I believe this is your first time here. Awesome to see you. May you give us a little introduction. Who is Pierre? What are you working on? How are you using AI? And how can I help you today?
Here for speed and just to do some listening, no specific questions today.
Okay.
Former programmer at Apple, I reschooled in AI at Wharton, but that doesn't mean that you can keep up with the tools. So knowing the underlying belly to AI is very different than being in the trenches.
Yeah.
I've also spent the last 15 years helping offer owners scale up, closing teams, closing myself.
Nice.
I'm at the point now where I do offer teardowns and do fractional work. AI is just a perfect way to leverage myself. I've built custom AI chatbots right now that answer things better than I can because of the right frameworks. I've fed them a lot of data that I have over years. So I'm going to officially launch my own offer teardown in the next couple of months.
Wow.
And I'm just looking for speed. I have the HeyGen avatar dialed in.
Nice.
I just want to go faster.
I love that. I love that. Pierre, feel free to share whatever you create if you want some early eyes on it, whatever it may be in the community, like even if you want some testers or whatever feedback. If you're after that, if you're not, it's completely fine as well. If you're trying to create your own thing and then go from there. Awesome to have you here. I love having people with a lot of experience because one of the things that as it's your first time here, you're going to see the more sessions you attend. I am very open about, just like you said there, it doesn't matter how much experience you have. There are endless AIs, LLMs, automations, and tools that you can use out there that no one is going to have that luck to know everything, right? So my job here is to try and help you guys as much as possible, give you as much insight into what we're using on our day-to-day, what we think is the best. What are some of the new things that are coming to the AI Profit Boardroom? For example, we will be introducing 3 new modules in September, which I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek at today so that you guys can be aware of. And yeah, Pierre, love that presentation. Really looking forward to it. And just last note on what you said regarding building that chatbot that gives better answers than yourself. I think we nowadays underestimate how good of an answer we can give under pressure and under certain circumstances that would be a lot more valuable than what an AI would give, because an AI would just give you the cutthroat best answer. But it's not the best for every scenario, right? Don't sell yourself short, man.
Yeah, it's how you build it, right? If it can think in frameworks, and I can't remember every framework I've experienced over the past 30 years. Another thing that I'll add really quickly is I'm a connector and I believe in abundance, and I don't think that I need to keep my things hidden from other people. I've done well in my career because I help other people with things that I have skill sets with, and vice versa. So having built closing teams and closed millions of dollars on sales calls, anybody, don't be shy to reach out. If I can help, I'm happy to do it.
Love that, Pierre.
Connection is everything.
I love that, Pierre. Feel free to also do an introduction post in the community. Feel free to brag about everything you've achieved. It's an amazing resume from what I'm listening to and what I'm hearing. So please feel free to drop your, not CV, but drop your skill set in the community, and hopefully people reach out and maybe they can use some of your help. We do have other old-timers, let's say, people that have been around as long as I have. Manny, it's great to see you again. Awesome as always. Matt, I have met quite a few Matts in our group. So I don't know, Matt, if this is your first time or if you're one of the regular Matts. It's hard to dissertate on.
Vic, this is Matt. Texas had dropped out, so I'm back. Thank you.
No, it's good. It's good, Matt. It's great to have you back. I can tell by the voice every time you speak. It's such a distinct voice, man. I love it.
Thanks.
No worries, no worries. Awesome. We have Victor, Sarita, Georgetta. We also have Christopher. Awesome to see you all. Victor, I saw you in yesterday's lesson, and thank you so much for the note during my PTO, we did not upload all of the lessons that were recorded, but I have caught up with everything. I will also add your presentation that you just asked for there as well. Always do those, but as it was bulk upload, obviously missed that one. So no worries.
Fine. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries, team. Okay, I was out of commission last week, but I did have the pleasure to test out some new things that came out, mainly speaking about Gemini's newest image model. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. I managed to actually create an image of me that I was surprised at how well it did it honestly, compared to ChatGPT is a million times better. And it did it pretty fast. I don't know if you guys have had the chance or the privilege to test it. And outside of that, I'm working on the 5th week for the 6-week AI automation masterclass. There are 2 lessons that will be added for the previous weeks. If you have been completing your lessons, you're going to see them because they're not going to be marked as done. But yeah, I came up with some more cool ideas that I can add there for you. Okay, can you show is your image Gemini created? Yeah, I can show them right now. So I'll show you the original one. Just give me a sec to load them up here. Open in browser, okay, and then open this one in a browser and I'll share my screen. All right, so let me share my screen right now. Okay, so this is the original image. I know the image is a little bit too good than what I look in real life. And this is what Gemini created. And honestly, compared to a lot of the image regeneration tools that I've seen, this is really good. Especially, for example, we can do the same thing if you want now with ChatGPT Live together so that you guys can see how different if we don't have any topics to talk about. But to me, these images are actually pretty similar or close to, how do I say, it's very little that takes them one from another, right? Yeah, I think it made me a little bit chubbier because it might know that I'm a little bit bigger in real life. Other than that, I think it's pretty good at what it created. And I'm super happy with the results, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have the input. What was the input
for this?
I think I can even open it. Let me just stop sharing. And I think I can even find the chat. So give me a sec, please. Let's see if it's this one. Oh, yeah, I found it from the first one. So basically what I did is I abused one of the prompts from Julian within the lesson that he had, which was create an image in Grungu style. I don't even know what Grungu is, so sorry if I'm offending someone. I didn't mean to. I didn't really vibe with this one. I don't even understand what this is supposed to mean. And then I just wanted to see myself eat a cookie. So I said, give me eating a cookie. But instead it gave me this guy eating a cookie. I didn't want him. I wanted me, right? So I went back and I said, use my original image. And honestly, it was that simple. It was very cut to the point. I didn't fluff much. I didn't go through some difficult, I don't know, prompting or whatever. I just uploaded the image, gave me this, whatever this is, and just gave me eating a cookie. It was even, I really even like the fact that it was able to go back and understand what my original image was, which kind of shows Gemini's huge context window. But yeah, it was that simple.
Can I throw something in there quick, Kevin?
Go for it, Pierre, please.
Piece of software called Ideogram. 3 guys that used to work for text to image at Google founded it. And I wanted quick ways to create a whole bunch of brand photos of myself. If you feed it 1 character image and a text prompt, they have their own learning language model. It is insane what you can do with it. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Ideogram? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute insanity. So I, like in 2 hours, I came up with probably 2 years worth of brand images that I would want to put on social. It's really cool.
Is it okay if we test it here together? Let me just log in. Let's see what we can do. Is it paid to use or do you have a free version of using it as well?
I bought it. So
let me see. Let me log in. I'm interested to see, would it be able to do that eating a cookie thing?
Yeah, I've put myself in offices and on a boat and just anything you could possibly imagine. It's really good at keeping the original character look. So if you upload a picture of yourself with a sour face, it's not going to do a great job of making you smile. But it will put you in every kind of context you can possibly imagine.
Okay. So let's share. Yeah, I had loaded Ideogram before. I must be very transparent. I've never used it before, but let's take a look here. Okay, I'm not going to change anything from what I can see. I think it's using some specific model. Let's see. Oh, I can't actually upload an image. I think. Yeah. Generate. Can it do famous people? Do you know or no?
It should be able to. I haven't tried it.
Let's just try Julian Goldie. Generate an image of Julian Goldie. Not that famous, but maybe he'll make it. Julian Goldie eating a cookie. Let's see. But yeah, I know of this one because it was already open. So when I did like on Google Ideogram, it instantly showed me like when it's purple and if you open it basically. But I don't think I've used it much considering I didn't have an account before. Yeah, it's just generated. I don't think it knows who Julian Goldie is, which is fine. Oh, it did a golden retriever.
What I was able to do with it was take So create brand pictures. And then I was able to create my LinkedIn, create my Facebook, et
Nice.
cetera, just by giving it those instructions,
Nice.
the size that I wanted and how I wanted the placement done. So it saved me a week of work, and now I can just generate at will, which is really good.
I actually used GenSpark recently to redo my LinkedIn as well, but not the image part, nothing with images, because I already have, I think, I have the image that I just showed you guys on LinkedIn, but I used it to regenerate some of my headlines, and I asked it to do research on 10 people that are within my niche, within my following base as well. And it did pretty good. So if you're ever looking to improve your LinkedIn profile, like GenSpark is actually pretty good at that. You can give it your link. It can explore and help you with that too. That's interesting, Victor, on Ideogram. It's, what do we say? I like the Ideogram, but your creations are public domain unless you pay and keep paying. Yeah, I haven't used it. I wonder what
my experience with Ideogram. I needed to create some proprietary images, so I subscribed one of their paid tools. And then a couple months later, I dropped back to the free, and all my creations went into their portfolio public domain thing. So I don't like that they keep your images hostage forever unless you keep paying. So just be aware.
That might be a good thing to ask them for. Can all my assets be deleted when I stop subscription or something?
I believe about a year ago when I asked that, the answer was no.
Yeah,
maybe they've changed their policy, but to me, it's a big showstopper.
Yeah, I get it.
As good as it is, it's a great image creator.
Yeah.
But that really irked me.
Yeah. Pierre, do you know what, if it's a wrapper of an LLM?
As far as I'm aware, they have their own model going, it was intriguing because I saw an article about these guys who used to work at Google that went off and did their own thing. And it just seems to be doing a much better job. I wish I could show you my screen, but I literally have myself working in an office, sitting in a chair, looking like I'm doing a TED talk.
Yeah.
Everything you could possibly imagine.
You can share screen if you'd like to, by the way. I have no objections with that. It's just,
I can show it to you real quick if you want.
Go for it. Please feel free. We love learning on this in this group. This is what it's all about. Oh yeah, I see. Oh, it really does look like you.
This never happened.
Oh, so when you click on them, it actually does say public or private. I can see on the top, right? When you open
all of mine are set to private.
Yeah.
Because of the paid plan. And even I decided to start playing with it. It's barbecuing for social media posts and stuff like that.
So what was the original image that you uploaded?
Just a sour face. I'll bring this one up here, but something like this, right? Very basic. How I look on the screen now is what.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
All kinds of prompts.
Wow, this is actually pretty good. And it can help if you're trying to do, like you were saying, like certain branded posts on LinkedIn. Maybe tell a story like last weekend I was doing barbecue. Yeah.
TED Talk. Yeah. So I was just using GPT to come up with some cool prompts, feeding it into Ideogram, and
that's pretty cool.
I was coming up with.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like one of the things that I liked about ChatGPT when it came up with the really good image model that it's using now was the fact that you can there was a huge explosion in using it to create AI animated images, like in different styles of animes. So for example, they were using Dragon Ball, or they were using Ghibli, or however you say that style, but it really utterly failed when you would try to do like your own face. GenSpark is actually good at cutting out your face and putting it in a presentation, but it again uses ChatGPT's model when it tries to recreate an image or create an image from scratch, and that sucks. Yeah. So far, Gemini has, and the fact that it's free, guys, by the way, the fact that it's free, that's all I need to say.
I'm sure everybody in this group figured this out already, but this was new to me. But if I saw an image I really loved somewhere on socials of somebody doing something, I made a copy of it, and then I asked ChatGPT to describe the image. Then I dropped that into Ideogram and with my face, because so cool. I'm not a creative. I'm a numbers guy, so I'm not going to be able to describe the nuances of the scene.
That's so cool. That's actually very cool. I've done something similar, but I've never thought about using that prompt into, like you just said, Ideogram. For the most part, for image creation, if it wasn't ChatGPT, I would just use Leonardo AI, because Leonardo was pretty good at a certain use case that I needed, like banners or images that are very flat surfaced with text. It was pretty good at that. So I would just use that. But awesome addition there. I like that one, Pierre. Annette, I'm sorry if I disappointed you not knowing what grungy is. I grew up with rap, R&B, I don't know, pop. Didn't really listen to Nirvana, unfortunately, but yeah, that's my bad. But yeah, guys, this is something new that I know a lot of people have been talking about, and I know I've been waffling a lot, so I wanted to leave the floor. Are there any questions? Have you guys been working on anything? Is there anything that you guys are wondering about? Anything that you guys are like taking a look at when it comes to the 6-week AI automation masterclass? Questions that you have? I had a couple of questions that I can actually answer during our call here. maybe give some clarity, but I want to leave the floor to you guys for a couple of minutes. And if nothing comes out, that's okay. I'll keep on waffling. I have some more topics to talk about. Go for it, Matt. Love your questions.
I had to drop out due to some other family obligations, but I'm coming back. So I'm going to, first one, to play catch up. I'm still going through the first module. And then when I complete that, going through the time saving and everything else like we had discussed weeks back, what would be the next step in terms of, would it be around the problems that I'm trying to solve for clients right now? Or is there a next step after that first set of modules that you'd recommend? Basically, if I was a beginner coming into that.
Look, if you're first time in the Profit Boardroom, I definitely recommend you go into the 6-week AI automation masterclass. The reason for this is I here try to take you through creating from custom GPTs to actually connecting some of our templated N8Ns to show you from A to Z how it works, to even creating ones on the spot for you guys where it's like just showing you how you can create something for free with LLMs on N8N, on even the trial version. And you can recreate this as many times as you want, because basically you can just keep creating email addresses, to be very honest with you. But I would say, Matt, if you're just subscribing, and I know you've been around for quite a while and you want access to more of these modules because these are set to drip, just let me know and I'll just enable them for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Because I want all of you to have access. Like, we made it drip so that we can accommodate everyone's schedule. We don't want to overload people and be like 6 weeks from day one. Instead, take them gradually. But a lot of people have DM'd me and gone, hey, Vic, can you enable this for me? And of course, I'm more than happy to. As you can see, I've added some lessons in draft that I want to work on for you guys. There are more to come in some of these fields. And this week, I'll be working on week 5, which is labeled as the expert, but more on that a little bit later.
The other thing I was just going to say, thank you for the encouragement. And when I was late and I wasn't in good study mode, I went to some basic prompts, and that stuff about those virtual lands that I showed you where you're flying around Earth and everything.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a gimmick and a toy, but I was actually went through the prompts and said, okay, what human emotions and what things are new ways to repurpose things? And I came up with 2 different lists, but the things that really attach to people, like they're high emotional, where things make a buying decision where they take action, where otherwise they would otherwise be complacent or do something else. And so one of the things, just using basic AI image prompts, I tested this for a ministry that was doing some work. A lot of people are unable to go to any sort of church, and the online stuff is, let's call it what it is, it's cheesy, or whatever the word there's no sense of connection. So I found a way that, like, some of the maps where, for those who are believing in that sense, Jesus would walk around, say the word Capernaum, where he supposedly healed the paralyzed man. I did the basic AI prompt, and that platform now allows me to put images outside. So I put it there and tested it with other people. So then you could also now in the background, listen to the scripture, walk around where it supposedly happened, but you could do it with other people in a metaverse. There's the manual element of it. And I haven't been able to figure out how to use the prompts to automate a lot of that, but it was the content generation and now the placement of it. And on the flip side, for a lot of people who just are unable to go back and study unless they, quote, went back to campus, high school or college or wherever, they now on the same thing. If you were to go back to your school of choice, you can now go into a little lecture hall and watch videos. So they could be AI generated videos and short ones that just run through that whole list like a YouTube playlist.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know. So it's more setting the frame for people to get into the right mindset and go from there. So I just want to say thank you for the encouragement on it. I've been figuring out how to do that later at night, and I'm going to come back to the more formal study.
Matt, every time you raise your hand and you come to me, you always, I love what you say. Just as a reference for the people that maybe haven't heard this before, it was like, I think 4 months ago or 5 months ago, Matt comes in here and he starts telling me about a virtual space and how he wants to use AI automation within this virtual space to build stuff. I was blown away because I hadn't even thought of that use case at that point in time. And he just comes to me and he says, imagine if we start marketing this place like the metaverse or whatever it may be. And I was like, Matt, I really want to help you, but everything you're saying, it's like going in here and it's stuck in my brain and I don't know how to help you. So unfortunately, like, it was just like a very difficult thing to go over, let's say, or try to help Matt with. But regardless, Matt, every idea you have, always shoot it, whether in the community or in DMs or in these chats. I love hearing you, man. That is super duper awesome too.
I'll come back. And the last one, I'm trying to get this thing where I can get multiple JPEG images, whether they be AI generate. That's the thing is, if I need to generate something that doesn't exist yet, and I can generate multiple images in PNG or JPEG format through the various AI tools.
Yeah.
It's then aggregating those into something that then turns into a 3D object, a GLB file, and it looks of a minimum standard of quality. because the other platforms now are augmented reality where you don't require any headsets. It's just with your phone, but you could place them at very high emotion locations. So if someone's out and about, like at the United Nations in 3 or 4 weeks, they're going to do a digital art tour where you walk around and you're staring at a piece of concrete and there's a piece of art, but you go 10 feet, there's another piece of art. And you can even put your arm, and here's something to really mess with you big. You could take a picture of yourself with your friends, and maybe you got into mischief when you were a teenager, right? You guys still laugh about it. And every time you walk by, you smile, right? All these years later, you still smile. You could put that image in you have to make it into a 3D, like a GLB format. Put it there, and you're wearing a white t-shirt today with a beard and glasses. You could look as you look today, but put your arm around yourself all these years later, and then make that as your Christmas card, whatever you want to do.
Man, honestly, like I'm very excited. I'm also scared, but very excited for what's to come. I think it's going to be a very cool space. And again, thank you, Matt. Thank you for sharing all of that. Please, my pleasure. And Pierre, before I go into just go with your question, just one sec. I saw Christopher drop something. I was traveling like myself. And you saw an email referencing a meeting note-taking recorder. So in this meeting right now, we do have one, which is Fathom. I guess you're aware of Otter, Fathom, etc. I think what you were referencing in that email is actually we set up an automation from these Fathom recordings. We did two automations internally that we use to this day in Goldie Agency, and I'll speak about both of them. The first one is regarding auto drafting emails. So what happens is, for example, if you and I have a one-to-one growth strategy session, or you have one with one of our directors, etc., in the company, what would happen is the Fathom recording would instantly feed the transcript towards, for example, Claude or GPT or whatever we have set up on N8N, and that would come up with a draft email so that they spent 0 time on actually the admin part of work and instead just ship the email, if that makes sense. That is one of the automations. And the other automation that we did is we actually set up we want to continuously quality control a lot of the things that happen. So we actually set up a custom GPT that I have one for my department because I lead the customer success department. And every time one of my account managers finishes with a call, the transcript of the call goes towards my custom GPT and it gets processed. Now, the biggest thing is that I do with that is if there are a lot of red flags or a lot of things that I think this looks a little bit alarming, I would then go and review the call manually. So this is how we right now use Fathom and the note-taking recorders for our use cases, but maybe you're referencing something else. So can you give me a little bit more?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for the clarification. Very quickly, I've got a client who's the discussions that I'll be having with them are very sensitive. They're in the fintech space and a fintech product, an AI fintech platform company. And what I'm trying to do is I want the benefit of things like Otter or Fathom, but my concern is on the flip side, if I stop paying them, then that content is really theirs. I don't want them training on any of the conversations. I would imagine at this point, you could probably vibe code an AI note-taking agent. And that's when I saw that in the email, I don't know if I misinterpreted it, but if anyone has any experience or seeing developing their own note-taking agent where you basically can embargo or control the content, all the recordings, the transcriptions, the interpretations of the calls, the action items, the summaries, takeaways, and things like that.
So
I'm interested in doing that.
Yeah, I have a little then advice for you. What you can do is the following. There are 1 or 2 ways that you can proceed where it's always locally hosted. So you don't rely on these, let's say, outsourced agents, like Fathom, like Otter. There are 2 ways. One of the ways is you can use other software to locally record your screen. Now there is a little bit of a problem with that. What you're going to need to do is, for example, if you use Descript, the good thing about Descript is that it also saves the transcript of the conversation. So you can always just have it locally. You can have the transcript and the video. If you use something like OBS, which is an open source software for recording and streaming, then you can just have the recording. You can then use that recording to upload it. And again, this is just like a little bit of a work hack that I'm thinking on the spot, right? You can upload it to Google as an unlisted video. And then if you add it to something like even YouTube, you can upload it to YouTube, and even YouTube itself is going to give you a transcript. Or you can feed it into something like Notebook LM, which then you can ask for specific questions, right? Because Notebook LM is one of the rare LLMs that can fully go into a YouTube video and dissertate it, and you can use that information. So these are like the ways that I might go with it if you want to host it locally and without the using of, like you were saying, if I stop subscription, then what happens with my recordings? You just have a HDD or something, SSD, whatever it may be.
Okay, terrific.
Go
One
for it,
piece of
Pierre.
software you can add into there is a whisper transcription. You can install that locally on your machine
True.
and then get the transcripts very quickly from the videos.
Perfect.
Whisper's
Thank
pretty
you.
good. I'll send that in the chat as well right now. That was really good though. Thank you for that addition, Pierre. But yeah, basically that's how I would look. I would go around it. If I were you, Christopher, I would just look, how can I record it locally? And then from there, just
Let me ask one quick then follow-up question, because I think you said the basic building blocks of that was obviously the first obstacle. But if you can parlay the thinking beyond that, once you have all these recordings, and then I want to be able to create an aggregate or an amalgam of all the recording, and then be able to write an agent that I can query all of the calls that I've had. I'm assuming N8N, I could do that, but what are the other pieces that I would need along the way there?
I wouldn't use N8N. I'll explain why. I would actually use one of two things here again. So if you're looking to draw information from all of the videos at once, I would look to either use, like I said earlier, Notebook LM, where I create a project with all of the videos from these recordings from my meetings.
It'd just be the audio. It
Sorry?
would just be audio. There'd be nothing visual. It'd just be the
That's
audio,
okay.
or I'd even daily the transcription of it.
That's okay. If it's just transcription and you're thinking just about the text, then I would
Yes.
create actually a custom GPT. I would instruct it of what I want this custom GPT to achieve. So for example, you're going to give it your own prompt, but we can work on this together. You have a couple of lessons on that. But what I would do is I would train this custom GPT to understand that its sole job is to draw from all of these transcripts that I'm about to send over and figure out what are the commonalities or what are the things that are missing in the project and scope, whatever it may be that fits your work, Christopher. But that is how I would approach it. If you're looking at just transcripts, language transcripts, I would go with a custom GPT, and secondary, maybe like a Claude project, but I prefer custom GPTs, if I'm very honest.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Christopher, if you ever want to connect on this, I have fed hundreds and hundreds of proprietary learning videos into a GPT. And the really big win is taking those transcripts, massaging the data first into Markdown documents by prompt per document, telling it to extract frameworks, telling it to keep examples when necessary, et cetera, et cetera. And then your GPT will actually be able to think like you think in frameworks, if that makes sense. So giving it the raw data is one thing, but telling it to analyze and re-massage that data, that's a big piece everybody's missing. They don't massage the brain cells in such a fashion that the GPT can think really well to spot frameworks. So if you massage the data first and then upload it into the back end of the GPT and then learn how to prompt it, it's next level. Like what you can do with that is absolutely.
I chatted you directly, Pierre, in the thing. If you could reach out to me directly, it'd be great.
Love that. Love the connections already. And yeah, to be honest, Christopher, I think that once you get started with this, you're going to see how good it is. And you might create like 50 different custom GPTs for different use cases. I realistically have 4 that I use on a daily. No jokes, on a daily. So I even am afraid sometimes that I might get dumber because of them. Yeah, use them at your own pace. But yeah, that was awesome. Hope that helped, Christopher. Hope that it makes sense. In terms of a lesson, we do have lessons on that. I think the closest one that comes to what you said is this one, but I think I answered it a lot better than the lesson would be able to help you in the sense of what your use case specifically is for the recorder, how you can create your own one versus using something like Fathom. But yeah, Pierre, you also had your hand raised. So what was it you wanted to add? Or
I guess I'm on the lookout. Maybe somebody knows something that I don't. And then if it develops, I'd like to hear about it. The reason that I joined the group was when I saw Julian's videos on YouTube where it's his AI version of him speaking. And I also like I know how to do that part. I've created the HeyGen custom avatar, etc. Okay. But my understanding is currently for him to get those nice quality videos, he's using a human being. So I'm looking any shortcuts, any ways that I can automate this. And if not, then the next part, of course, is the best way to hire somebody. Does somebody have an SOP? I've trained closer teams and hired closers, and I know how to interview them and I know what to look for. I have no idea what I would look for in somebody to massage these videos so that they're just ready to be posted to YouTube.
Actually, in terms of the videos, the avatar videos, those are done they aren't by a human editor, or they aren't done by someone doing a specific prompt. It's just Julian feeding in the topic that he wants to talk about. We do have 2 courses on how to create long form videos with HeyGen. Like you said, you're already you're aware of that. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
Where the human kind of interaction comes into play is we use a lot of these are done with screencasts, right? So you have a little bubble of the digital avatar.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking about. So
Yeah.
I know the first part is done with AI,
Yeah.
but then how do you end up with a screencast where there's a little bubble and some cool things that flash on the screen and transitions? And
Yeah.
I assume that was human intervention.
Yeah. So that part is actually a human editor. We have two editors. We go between them. We do have a SOP on how to hire. I'll send it right here in the chat of Zoom. The thing is, when you're looking to hire people, I would say be very clear and strict on KPIs and what is expected. And don't be afraid to, and I know this is a little bit brutal, but don't be afraid to hire and fire fast. When you entered this call, the first thing you said is, I want fast results. I want to get to my product fast. A lot of these people, a lot of the time, they're going to just BS you. So don't be afraid. Like it is what it is.
I manage teams of closers around the world, so I know how to hire and fire fast.
Yeah.
You're the toughest lot in the world to deal with.
Exactly. You're probably a star at it. So this is what I would say. We used to go a lot to Fiverr and Upwork for a lot of these quick works, especially when it's a VA or like a virtual assistant or someone that you need help with editing, etc. Right now, we just have a very long-standing, let's say, network. So it's easy. We go through recommendations. If you do want me to recommend you a video editor, I'm very happy to do that in DMs. I just need to speak with both of them to see what their capacity is, and then we can go from there.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. And also, Victor just gave you a new place. I've never used onlinejobs.ph.
Yeah, I just bookmarked that. Thank you.
No worries. Never used that one, unfortunately, so I don't know much about it. If Victor has more experience on it, he can share on that one.
I've hired so many Filipinos. I could write an entire book about these guys. It's interesting because they're wonderful people, but at the same time, it's not acceptable in their culture to fail at something or say they can't do something.
Yeah.
So a lot of North American business owners dump too much on them, and they're just going to say, yes, I can do it. And then they'll just ghost you.
Yeah.
Because it's actually a shame thing for them. So you have to be very, very careful how you manage them.
I 100% agree. We have Filipinos. Sorry, Victor.
Agreed.
Yeah. We have a few Filipinos on our team, and I always need to push them to say, let me know if you cannot do this, or let me know if this is an obstacle, or let me know. And they are so scared of public QC. Like that is one of the wildest things ever. What we do is we publicly quality control everything in our team, from highest management all the way to lowest level employee. We QC everything publicly, intentionally, so that everyone can get in the habit of accepting and giving feedback. And that's reciprocity that needs to happen all the time. But Filipinos, when you give them public feedback, they shut down. Half of the time they're like, oh my God, I didn't know it was this bad. And all you said is like, hey, I think we can do a small improvement here. So okay, that's other thing
I found with Filipinos is that unless you have them in a public facing role, don't ask them to do video calls with you.
Never.
It's just going to winnow it down, and you're going to eliminate really good people. And they're just afraid of coming off poorly. Even they always question how good their English is, even though it's excellent. That's just another thing I found along the way.
It's when you say that.
Is warn them that you detect AI usage when you're doing your initial email correspondence and screening. Otherwise, you're just going to get overwhelmed with slop.
Yeah. I was on a strategy call with one last night. It's funny you say this, and they don't share their screen.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get really pissed off about that. And they're like, hey, you need to share your screen or whatever, but you need to understand the cultural nuances and just let them work within the framework that works for them.
Yeah.
And amazing human beings. I visited, I have some great Filipino friends, but take it with context, right? And just not try to force your model on everybody.
100% agree. 100% agree. I think I have never had one of our Filipino team members turn on a camera. Like I've been on voice calls with them, never seen a camera turn on, and I never asked them. That's completely fine. But yeah, that was amazing. Great little addition there. I really like it. And thank you for sharing that as well, Victor and Pierre. In terms of something I wanted to share for you guys is we're coming out with 3 new modules. I'm just going to share this here, but the modules are coming in September. They're going to be 3 different kind of modules that fit a lot more within the profit part of the AI profit boardroom, let's say. We are creating all 3 of them with the idea of AI first. So they're going to be AI first, like learning modules. They are the following 3. Getting clients and selling high ticket packages. So we have now learned a lot within the past 7 months of selling higher ticket packages with AI and AI automation specifically. So we want to share that as much as we can knowledge with you guys. So it's going to be on how to get those AI clients, or how you can even attract that AI clientele. What can you even sell as an AI automation package? And you would be surprised. Anything is sellable. You can sell custom GPTs. People sell them daily. So we're going to do that in that module. We're going to be talking a lot about how to convert them, something that I'm sure Pierre is, well, as soon as he sees it, he might even find some faults at it, but at least we're going to try to teach. And this is something that we like. The second module is going to be on how to grow and leverage your social media. Something that we have noticed with Julian is a lot of people ask us specifically around YouTube, but also X, for example. On X, we've been doing over 10 million hits per month. And it's so good for a couple of things. It's not only good for low ticket sales, such as a subscription to the App Profit Boardroom, but it's actually showcasing to be really good for higher ticket sales, whether it's on the SEO side or the AI automation side. So we wanted to actually do a little bit of a lesson that's going to fit both solopreneurs and individuals, as well as agencies, on how you can grow these social media, regardless of what your starting point is. For us, our starting point was YouTube, but it can be any, and how you can use a lot of these methods that we talk about, for example, like the 7-to-1 method, etc. And Manny, you can ask a question if you want on that one before I continue with the third module.
Now, I'm looking forward to that. This is something a bit different, but I was just going to ask, within the classroom,
Go.
is there a module where you could learn, where you could use Telegram and WhatsApp to speak to it, and then from there on, going into an LLM, and then basically getting the information back to having a conversation with, let's say, memory and a portal? I just want to know, how can you set that up, if there is a classroom kind of module for me to just look at and work through that?
That's a really good one. There isn't, but what I can do for you is I can actually create one within the learning lessons that exist already. We do have a WhatsApp and chatbot that I'm going to send right now here for you, Manny. So this one can work similar to what you were explaining there. However, I do think it's very valuable to also have a Telegram-based one where, like you were saying, you can chat to it. Would you be thinking about like a personal assistant where you chat to it and it gives you help?
What I want to do is onboard people. So, for example, if I've got a product and they want to sign up or utilize everything, if they've got any questions, they're literally having a conversation with somebody through Telegram or WhatsApp, but it's obviously in the form of AI, to enroll them in, to go through the steps needed, and then they're ready to go in terms of providing a service. So I just wanted to know, how can I create something and set something up where it's just done with resource points and everything like that within the large language model as well?
Onboarding process automated through Telegram, WhatsApp.
Or any voice, even like having a voice conversation. So if they basically speak into it, do you basically provide this kind of service? So within there, it could engage back or give them certain points. Within.
So I'm going to be honest here. I need to think of a thing, but the first thing that comes to mind is, if you're looking for it to be able to interact with voice, then it's going to have to be live voice, in the sense that you're going to need to be talking to it. Let's say using something like 11 Labs, you can connect your 11 Labs to like Twilio or whatever other provider you might be interested in, and someone rings it up and has a conversation.
So that would be one of the other options, but obviously in this particular thing, I just want to understand and master within utilizing WhatsApp and Telegram, how to set that up. And then obviously using 11 Labs is the other aspect as well, integrating into your website.
So for WhatsApp and Telegram, I can already tell you that it can be very easy. Both of them would be starting triggers and would be on message received or on form received. For example, if you have a form that they fill out, right, and your WhatsApp or Telegram number can reach out to them and start that onboarding process. That shouldn't be too difficult. It basically, you would do is, and I can create, like I said, this for one of the lessons that already exists, and it would be like a sequence of events that needs to happen. So first it says, first it sends a question, for example, I don't know, when do you want to get started? Let's say, as an example, Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday, what time would be best for your call? Let's say 3 p.m., right? 3 p.m. Okay. I will send an invite. What is the best email to send? So I'm just saying it can be like a sequence of events where you onboard them. Please let me know your expected, I don't know, due date or stuff that would fit you, Manny. But I'm just saying that could definitely be done via an automation. So I will try my best to have it for this Friday, but if I don't, I'll create it as a lesson. I'll let you know as soon as possible. Okay. It will be done by end of week for sure, which means Sunday, but I'll try to do it by Friday latest.
Okay. That's fine. I've bookmarked the actual school classroom module through. So thank you for that.
No, please. My pleasure. My pleasure. One sec, Matt, before I go to you, I just wanted to see Victor for social, which is not significant enough in my niche to be worth a big time investment. We use mymarquee.ai to create daily posts. That's pretty good. What we were thinking about is, so right now we do have a couple of N8N templates for creating social media like posts and stuff like this. A lot of people use different things. I've been acquainted with quite a few softwares out there for social media creation. I think our biggest idea, though, Victor, is in the sense that to teach, it might not be applicable for you, but we want to create a module where we can teach people how they can use and grow their social media and leverage that for business. So a lot of people do have social media presence. It may be just a few thousand, but they don't know how to use it for business advantages, how to sell with it, how to actually attract clients. And we really want to focus a module on that. But yeah, Matt, you raise your hand.
Two quick things. Social media. Everyone's used to the traditional centralized platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, etc.
Yeah.
Some of the decentralized ones, which actually reward you for posts in something like crypto, but it requires different levels of interactivity. And once you're invited in, would be something like Hive or peakd.com. So these where you can do posts, they're very much like a Twitter where you can embed links and throw in videos and images and everything else. But depending on the community in which you're participating, you actually do get rewarded in publicly traded crypto token and some other things, but then you have to do other things to stake and become part of the community. And I don't know if anyone yet has done anything on that side of social media. There's another one called Farcaster, which ties in with like NFTs and Web3 domains, but also requires good social media interactivity at the same token, but a decentralized model versus something centralized, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, etc. So if anyone has any information on that, or if you know of anything, could you just make a note for future things for the decentralized social media because of the rewards back in cryptos or tokens or some sort of reward mechanism?
Yeah.
All that's number one. And then number two, I have a minority, very minority equity stake in a low-level professional, like a minor league baseball circuit here in the US, Texas, and some of the adjoining states. Big picture, but these two niches combined have operated since the mid-90s, and they don't have yet, after 30 plus years, they have statistics, they have logos, they have stadium locations, height, weight, so they can have I know if you throw lefty and bat righty, where it is, right? Because all your successes and all your failures are statistically tracked. No one has yet made enough of a capital investment to make any sort of video game. Yet over 30 years, they've had 600-700 teams and X number of players and coaches. Has anyone yet done things where you have that type of data, name, all that information I have low, but then could easily use AI to at least make nothing great like you'd see on PlayStation, but some sort of decent scaled down game if all the data is in centralized databases? I just don't know anything about programming. I just don't know what my first step would be, because I've been given an opportunity to do it if I can do it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So Matt, on the first one, in terms of the payment platforms for social media, I don't know, it might be just me that is very skeptical about stuff like that. I love that there is an opportunity for people to make by posting on social media. I'm always just scared of ones that give you or give it away for not free, but like very low effort compared to, for example, on X, you need to grow a lot of an audience to be able to sign up to their creator program, or at least have a very active following and people that interact. On YouTube, even more, right? You need a lot of watch hours, you need a lot of subscribers and stuff like this. So when platforms promise to pace, they often scare me. I do like decentralized platforms, social media ones. Like I think I've used, I hope Blue Sky is still decentralized, but I've used Blue Sky, for example, which was supposed to be the Twitter killer or DX killer, whatever. But yeah, like that part, I love the idea. Feel free to share some links, Matt, in chat of the ones that you know that you mentioned, because I haven't encountered them. Maybe someone will like them. I like sharing stuff with people. On the second part, in terms of gaming, I'm just so afraid that the gaming market is oversaturated. And at the same time, it's very hard to get through those AAA publishers. Like I think they own, like indie games are very hard to, how do I say, push through, right? So even if I give you some tangible advice on how you can create your game with the baseball league or whatever, it might be a very difficult one to actually monetize or do anything outside of it being a hobby, if that makes sense.
And the only reason why I was looking at that one is because you have such an emotional investment, because all these players have played but never seen themselves in a video game with friends, family, everything else available. They already have existing sponsors who already sponsored the physical world, the outfield sign or the game programmer or whatever. And also with the other Web3 monetization stuff that I could build into the games right now. I ran the numbers, and if let's say 80% of what I'd like to have happen happens, which is a huge if, big if, then the return on investment might be worth it. I just never even knew what the process would be, even to make little mini apps on, you know, on Google Play or Android. I just don't even know what my first step would be. I just don't know if anything was that going to be included in the boardroom.
Yeah. Look, for stuff like that, I would say like for you to create mini games or stuff like applications, a lot of people are going to say it's probably going to go down the route of vibe coding, right? So you're going to be looking at stuff like Cursor or et cetera, where you're going to be trying to think about how can I create these applications. I'm recently actually working, and I want this to be like a bonus module of how you can start your own SaaS by vibe coding. It's a lot longer of a project because I think I showed this 3 weeks ago in one of the classrooms where I'm working on 3 different SaaS projects, and all 3 of them I'm trying to get vibe coded. It's just I have my day-to-day job, which is customer success lead. I also have the iProfit boardroom. So there isn't much time left to do that like a side project, but it will eventually be up because I want to show you guys the reality and the nitty-gritty of it. A lot of people yell about success of vibe coded SaaS and, oh my God, I'm creating like 1,000 MRR in my first 2 days, which is freaking great. Love it. Hope everyone gets to 100K MRR within their first month. But there's also a lot of work behind it. And it's a very complicated process and it's not as pretty as it seems, especially if your vibe coded code breaks. Don't look at it again. Just go next.
And I just wasn't sure if we have base images that we can then transfer. If there's some sort of like base game platform, but it's AI based or it's easier to make crypto based games versus the tradition. I'm completely newbie. I would be stepping into a new world. So I just wanted to ask if anyone had any thoughts on it, but thank you. Thanks for the honesty.
Matt, feel free to post in the community. I think that would be your best bet. Ask if anyone has experience with vibe coded games, AI coded games, and see how it goes from there. I can tell you that you can do very simple ones like alligator jumping through hoops, you know, with one prompt, but that is not going to help you. You're not going to monetize that.
Understood. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. All right. And then last thing that I wanted to share regarding what is coming in the 3 new modules, just quickly to recap, we spoke about getting clients and selling high ticket packages. That is one of the things we want to talk about, just teach you guys how to get your first client, how to get AI clients, how to get clients in general. This can be applicable to any type of SaaS or agency type business, more so than physical products, to be honest. The second module is going to be how to grow and leverage your social media, how to use it for business, have that business mindset, because that is what we want to create for you guys to create actual profit from the community. And third is going to be a little bit around, and I think this is going to cater a lot more towards solopreneurs or people that are trying to do stuff, maybe build that first kind of income. So it's not going to be applicable to everyone, but we do want to cater to every person in the group. So the third one is going to be around a lot around affiliate marketing. First, how to use it from existing sources, and then how to create your own sources of affiliate marketing. A lot of us don't understand how many options and packages and moments we're missing. For example, I bet a lot of people don't even know that if you're using ChatGPT, you can actually have an affiliate link that someone else subscribes to and you get a portion or like credits. It's the same with school. It's the same with GenSpark. It's the same with even Gmail. So like almost every platform has it. And we just want to remind people of it and reinstill those thoughts on how you can use it, how your business can maybe grow from creating an affiliate marketing offer. We in Goldie Agency, we do have that option. We just call it a referral program, but it is something that I would recommend a lot of businesses look at. How can I utilize this referral program to where my good work gets mentioned to bring more customers in, and like that you grow. Yeah, it's been an amazing session today, guys. I've really loved the conversations we've had. As always, it's my pleasure to host these. I'm going to give you guys a few more minutes if there's anything else you want to talk about. If not, I'm going to let you go on your merry ways. But yeah, go for it. It's your floor.
I'll just say something real quick. So I buy fast and cancel fast. I bookmarked how long my month is in this boardroom because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
absolutely stellar. I'm super impressed with your knowledge, with your communication style. I see the value. I really appreciate it because time is scarce and valuable. So I'm super, super impressed.
100% agree with you, Pierre. Honestly, those words mean more to me than you can imagine. I've really worked hard in this, let's say, young life that I've had to be as helpful as possible to people. I love that you're seeing the value. Please feel free to connect with me via DMs. And look, if you don't see the value tomorrow, I would never, ever hold it against you. Reality is we move super fast. Today, it might be valuable. Tomorrow, it might be trash. But honestly, really appreciate that compliment. I'm taking it to heart in a very positive way. So hope to see you next Wednesday as well. And one last update, guys, before we go. Starting September, I'm actually going to have 2 calls per week with you guys instead of 1, because I have heard the feedback specifically around some of our sessions versus some of the other sessions that my coaches hold right now. I'm also going to be piloting next week a new coach. So you guys, if you do have the opportunity, go take a look at that one. Feel free to give me feedback. You know how much I want to make this group good for you. And yeah, it's been amazing. Pierre, thank you so much. Christopher, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment as well. Your acknowledgement of me doing more sessions. You guys are amazing. Look forward to seeing you next week and tomorrow for those that come. But have a great week ahead and let's keep kicking ass.
Cheers,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you. Session.